medical equipment in the Civil War has got to be an interesting thing, and I would like to tell you that whiskey was one of the great medical things. They used it to cleanse wounds. They used it to give the patient a shot before they amputated his leg. They had lancets, small, narrow metal instruments that could be boiled, and those would be used to extract the mini balls that were doing quite a devastating job on both sides. Another idea was the saw, because they had no way to keep infection from spreading. So they usually, when a leg was shattered, they amputated it. The same with an arm. Same. A lot of our Civil War soldiers on both sides came home on crutches, or perhaps in a very rudimentary wheelchair. So you have to put yourself in that time frame and realize that there was no morphine, there was no chloroform, there was a little bit of laudanum, which was an opium thing, but it was a last resort, and it was very addictive, and so they tried to avoid it. But infection was very high because the doctors did not wash their hands from one patient to the other. They wore a rubber apron. They did wear gloves, but they did not change their gloves. So you could include the lancet, the heavy saw, there was something that would look like an ice tong that they would use down within the wound to try to get out the mini ball or the weapon. The people that were killed, that were wounded in the Civil War, did not do well. Gettysburg was a great thing in note because it was hot and things began to become infected very, very fast. Maggots did probably as good a job as anything because the maggots were put on the wound to eat the bad flesh. But pretty crude in the Civil War.